and welcome to our 26th episode of Four Comedians in a Hat. This is the precursor to our last show of the first season. Next year, we're going to split this up into a fall season and a spring season and have 12 each season, because I want to tell you, to do this thing for what is now 26 weeks in a row, wow. For someone who has a little bit of ADHD, that I don't even remember what it is. It's hard to stick with something for this long, but one of the reasons why it has been something that I've enjoyed is because we have had great panelists, and once again, we have great panelists, and I will introduce them in a minute. But first, I want to ask you, if you are on Mac or PC, check in that bottom right-hand corner and see the icon and click it, and then you can subscribe to Gateway Comedy Scene, our YouTube channel, and you can see every episode your little heart desires. If you are on Facebook, and who isn't on Facebook besides one of my kids, but if you're on Facebook, please go to our page of Gateway Comedy Scene Friends and like us, and you can follow all we do here, not just for comedians and the rest of our stuff. And if you're on Instagram, please follow us at Four Comedians in a Hat. Are you ready to meet the comics? Yeah, listen to this crowd. I have a studio crowd going here. Okay. First, to my right, we have Amanda Cacace. Did I do that good?
You did. That was perfect.
Awesome. Everybody give Amanda a big hand.
Hi.
Now, Amanda, tell us about yourself.
I grew up in New York. I'm actually from Long Island myself. And then I moved to Orlando, Florida about 8 years ago. And now I'm down here. I'm a comedian and I work at a theme park.
Oh, which theme park?
For legal reasons, it may or may not be the one with the castle.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a theme park called Castle Grayskull, but that's pretty cool. Below Amanda, we have our second comedian. Everybody give a big hand for Alyson Chadwick. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born in California. I grew up on Long Island, and I lived in D.C. for a long time. I was in politics. I worked on presidential campaigns and for the Senate and for the White House and for the UN and various places. And now I am living back on Long Island, and I work for No Business with Genocide, and I'm a comedian.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. So, Alyson, you live in Long Island.
Yep,
and Amanda,
that's my view right there.
And Amanda is from Long Island. Did you chase her out of Long Island? Did you say, I'm here, I'm taking over, out of here? All right.
This place isn't big enough for too many comedians. I'm just kidding.
All right. And our final comedian right underneath me, we have Stephen Osborne coming at us from Germany. Everybody give Stephen a big hand.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Stephen. I'm from Florida originally. I'm trying to do a master's degree in cognitive science in Germany right now. Also working part-time at a women's underwear warehouse, putting women's underwear into boxes. Perfect job for a pervert like me. I don't know. Usually when people ask for a bio, I say that I like to hide in my hole and sip my vinegar and hiss at the sun until it goes away. But yeah, I am an interactive comedy fan. So, yeah.
So are you married? Have a girlfriend?
Nope.
Okay, that's because you're getting in every woman's panties that you can think of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in a way.
Are you ready to play?
Oh.
Yeah, listen to this enthusiasm. See, if you didn't know, I used to be a minister for 10 years. This was a long time ago, but you have the same enthusiasm that people going to church, you know? Yeah, praise God, yeah. All right, Amanda, your first question. What is the scariest thing you have ever done for fun?
Oh man, I'm not very exciting. So I don't know. I maybe moved to Florida.
Well, that's scary. Relocating is scary.
Yeah, I'm not really like my sister has been skydiving more than once. She's the exciting one. So I guess for me it would be moving to Florida.
Florida is scary.
Florida's a terrifying place.
For sure. You did that for fun?
Yeah. I did that Disney college program,
Hmm.
and I made friends, and I was like, oh well, I got nothing else to do, so I moved down permanently.
Hmm.
And my daughter lived there for about 2 years, and she worked at Disney World. I don't know if I can say it or not, but I did. I know it's not Castle Grayskull land, but
Hmm.
yeah, I visit. I've been there a few times in the summer. It's just way too hot for me.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, when I was living in Florida, I found myself in like a meth lab on like 2 different occasions and didn't even realize it until later.
That sounds like Florida.
Hmm.
All right, Allison, what's the scariest thing you've ever done for fun?
I would say climb Kilimanjaro because I'm scared of heights. And that was,
Oh,
and then we went on safari, and apparently we did the camping safari because I thought that'd be more adventurous. And lions would walk through our campground at night, and that was scary.
oh, you ever seen a Ghost in the Darkness?
I have not.
Oh, no, well, if you would have, you would not have stayed there because these lions can be very, very unforgiving to people in tents.
Well, that's just it. The guide was like, "You're totally safe in the tent," and I'm like, "Why if we're so safe in a tent? Why are you sleeping in a building?" Because
Yeah.
a tent it's just a Dorito bag to a lion.
Yeah. Now, if I would have been in your shoes and he says, oh, you're safe in a tent, I would have said, no, I have seen Ghosts in the Darkness. So,
I'm glad I didn't see that.
yeah. So, Stephen, scariest thing you have done for fun?
Well, my friend on the Florida theme, my friends and I like broke into a defunct theme park, like roadside attraction at one point, Splendid China. I mean, it was already pretty much vandalized to hell by the time we got there, but I don't know, there was like security everywhere and we had to like James Bond around.
Oh my god.
Do you
Yeah.
know what did you hear what Splendid China turned into?
No, that was like probably 10 years ago. What is it now?
It is now Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Resort and Villas.
Oh my
That
goodness.
sounds about right.
It's like
Sound-
literally that's a half a mile down the road from my house.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's all these you can tell like who ransacked that place because there's like big like dragons in people's yards on the way there and stuff, and terracotta warriors. Like people just have them in their yards.
Wow. You make Florida sound so much funner than Missouri. And, gosh, aside from going to a good beer and chicken dance, where usually you've got a few cousins that have got married. We don't do anything fun like that. So, Allison, are you ready for your first question?
Sure.
Would you rather have more time or more money?
More time.
Why is that?
Well, I learned something in politics, doing campaigns. You can always, some way you can always find more money on a campaign, but time is always the limiting factor. So I feel like I could make more money if I had more time.
Yeah. What would you do with this extra time?
That's a good question. I would probably try to write more. I like writing and I don't do enough of it. And I go tubing more in that creek behind my house
Ah.
because that's fun.
Amanda, Stephen?
I don't know. It's a good question because like I would probably squander both of them. I mean, how much more money and how much more time are we talking? I mean, there's a bit if it's like 10 seconds or
I'll
$1,000.
I'll give you $5 million for 10 extra years.
Well, okay, with $5 million, I could probably buy a lot more time, I mean, like I wouldn't have to work. So I don't know. I could also get a second job with more time, but then it's like, what's the point of that? So I'd probably go more money.
I'd go more money because I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I would definitely go for more money. I don't know. My wife thinks I have a death wish. It's not that I have a death wish. It's that, I've got some physical ailments and I probably think about death a lot more than what I should. I'm comfortable if I have another 10 years on this earth, but man, I would sure love to blow it on yachts and all that fun stuff. I'd like to pay $1 million just to go tubing in that goddamn creek behind your house. So,
You can do that for free.
yeah, then I'd
No,
have
you
to.
need to buy a tube.
What's
I
that?
have
You'd have to at least rent a tube.
You have 4
in
tubes?
my house. I have 4 of them.
Are they like the traditional inner tubes?
No, they're these great tubes. They've got like a mesh bottoms. There's like seats and little cup holders. They're like they're ones you rent at the tubing place. But
Okay.
$25 to rent for the day and $18 to buy them. So I bought some.
See, when I was a kid, when we talked about tubing, it was an actual inner tube, and you cannot even
when I was a kid,
find
same
an inner
thing.
tube anymore. You know, I think bicycles still have them, but cars don't.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Stephen, are you ready for your first question?
Sure.
Would you rather become someone else or just stay you?
Ooh, depends on the person again. I mean, who is the other person? Let's see. I don't know. Probably I would just stay me. I mean, someone's got to do it.
All right, how about Brad Pitt? You could be Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt now or Brad Pitt at a certain point in history? Like 90s Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt at your age.
Oh yeah, definitely Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Why not? Even though I don't know, I probably wouldn't be as good of an actor. But then again, do I get Brad Pitt's like brain circuitry? But then I wouldn't be me. Okay, I don't know. This is a complicated question.
Okay, well, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you become just someone else? You know, I just in my brain in his body, or like,
You watched a lot of 1950s horror movies, didn't you?
No, I do cognitive science, so this is something I think about.
So, ladies, be someone else or just stay you.
It'd stay me, I think. I spent too much time and money on therapy to not. So I think I'll just stay me.
Yeah. Well, I guess it also would depend on who I would be. Who, like, what are my options of this?
John Malkovich from Being John Malkovich. Like you just get into his brain, like from a hole in the wall.
As much as I love John Malkovich, I think I'd just pick me over that.
You know what? I'm going Malkovich.
All right. He is from Benton, Illinois, which is a few miles down the road from here. Family is own the newspaper and everything. I know way too much about him. You learn a lot when you stalk celebrities. Let me tell you, people knock a bit. It's not bad. I would definitely do the Barney thing, and I would just stay me. I mean, I got family that I'm quite used to, and I just could not decide. Oh well, I want to become Bill Gates. Well, Bill Gates is a bad example this week, but you know what I'm talking about. Someone of that ilk. And then, but never to see my family again. That'd be kind of sad.
I mean, you could just go see your family as Bill Gates.
I could date my wife.
Maybe that's what happened.
Man, could be. Amanda, I love this.
Yes.
I love this. If you had to be handcuffed to one person for an entire month, who would it be?
That's a tough question because I get sick of being around another person after about 2 hours. Do they have to be famous or can it be someone I know?
Someone you know.
Probably my old roommate. Her name is Noni. She's just kind of used to my shit, and we've lived in close quarters before, so probably her.
Okay. Jump on in. Who do you want to be handcuffed to?
Thinking.
Yeah, that's a really good question. My first thought was Brad Pitt. Why not?
In the freaky way, I mean, I guess, Kate McKinnon.
This took a turn to the sexual pretty quick, didn't it? Okay.
I don't know. I
Oh.
was like, wait, did I answer that wrong? But yeah, I guess in that in terms of someone like I find attractive, Kate McKinnon.
You know what? Probably like Eric Andre or Sacha Baron Cohen, because everyone would just assume it was some kind of gag. But I'm just handcuffed to him for no reason. They'd be like, "Oh my God, are you making a movie?" It's
Yeah,
like, I know this guy. I just woke up with this guy handcuffed to me, like for real this time.
I think I'd want to be handcuffed to Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay. And why is that?
He is my favorite line in a movie of all time, which is, "You just come around here to eat our food and to fuck our mother. You motherfucker, you food eater." I'd want to be handcuffed to that.
Oh, okay.
What movie is that from?
That's River's Edge, his first movie.
Okay.
I would want to be handcuffed to John Oliver because he just makes me laugh and think at the same time. And I there's no more euphoric state of emotion that I have in my life besides when I'm laughing and thinking at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much you'd like to be handcuffed to me, but if we're talking about the kinky way, John Oliver again. Raging sex appeal right there.
Who's that actor that he's always talking about? The guy from the new Star Wars movie that plays Kylo Ren?
Adam Driver.
Yeah, I'll be handcuffed to him just to make John Oliver jealous.
You'll have Adam, I'll have John.
And,
And,
we'll just meet up.
Yeah, but we
They'll be like, "What is going on here?"
Keeping them for like a couple of dogs. That would be awesome. Alyson, are you ready for your second question?
Yep.
Okay. Being an Olympic athlete, what sport would you compete in?
Is tennis an Olympic sport?
Yes, it is.
Tennis. I love tennis.
Singles, doubles.
Singles.
Are you any good?
I used to be. I haven't been playing recently, but I used to play on a league. Actually, when I lived in New York before and in DC, I was on a league and I was traveling a lot. So they would just call me whenever and I'd go and play at these amazing tennis clubs in Manhattan that I could never afford on my own. And it was wonderful.
The worst date I've had was playing tennis. What happened is I used to stay at this hotel every week, same hotel, and one of the night clerks there struck up a friendship, and we were both single, so we decided we would go on a date. And so I said, "What would you like to do?" She said, "Play tennis." And I, when I was younger, I was a decent tennis player, and I thought, "Oh, this will be fun. I'll doink the ball over the net. She'll swing this, giggle, like a girl does, because at that time I was very misogynistic. I brain at that time. So anyway, we're talking on the phone. We're going to play tennis the next day. I said, "So are you any good?" She said, "Well, I went to college with a tennis scholarship." The next day, I wasn't on a date. I was in a fight to the death. It was ridiculous. She ran me all over the court, and it was like 6'2", 6'3", and I was so emasculated. And then right in the middle of our tennis match, thank God he showed up because I needed a breather. Her soon-to-be ex-husband shows up to start a fight, and I'm thinking, thank God, get my second breath. Her mind won't be in the game. I can beat her. But no, she refocused like an athlete does, and she just kicked my ass.
Tennis is like the only ball sport I ever even kind of learned the rules for. But I still almost failed tennis class in community college. It's like the rules would just go in one ear and out the other. I would kind of just lob the ball around, like you said. But yeah, I don't know.
That's the funniest thing anyone has
My
said on
family
the show. I almost failed tennis at community college.
Yeah. Closest I've ever come to failing a class.
Wow. Yeah, my family's big into tennis. My grandmother played until she was like 85.
Wow.
Did you beat her? Could you beat your grandma?
Probably when she was 85. I'm not as good at placing the ball as some of my family is. I just have to be in really good shape when I play.
Amanda, you were saying?
I'm trying to think of what sport, and for some weird reason, the first one that comes to mind is curling.
Oh,
I can't ice skate, but it was the first one that came to mind.
it does look fun.
Yeah.
It looks really stupid, but it looks fun. Kind of like my cat.
I'm not athletic at all. Like, I know this about myself. So I guess that's my fantasy, what's it called? Fantasy sport, Olympic.
I haven't had this dream for a few years, but every now and then I will have a dream. I'm 5'9". I'm 54 years old right now. I'll have this dream. I'm playing basketball against like the Lakers, and I will go up to take a shot, but I just keep going up and up. And I just said, oh yeah, I can dunk it. And I just, so an Olympic sport, I would choose basketball, because in my dreams, I'm already pretty good.
I would have to do like at least some kind of contact sport, or some kind of combat sport. Like I think boxing and taekwondo are both Olympic sports, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just easier to follow. Like, I don't know. You can tell who's winning by who's bleeding more. You don't have to learn all these crazy rules.
I think a great Olympic sport would be fencing without the mask.
Mm.
Oh my
But
God.
the sharp point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I took that at community college, and I almost failed that.
What?
Fencing. Yeah, I was terrible at it. It was just
How can you fail this stuff?
I was so bad. It was.
That's the almost. They don't want to fail anyone out of that because it's just sad,
So when you say bad, did you ever get any points in fencing, or were you just?
I'm just not coordinated enough for fencing. Like, you have to be graceful and light on your feet, and I'm neither of those things.
I just want to know why they're teaching fencing at community colleges. Is that like a big thing?
I would have much rather done that than
It
tennis.
was part of the theater program.
Oh, okay. Stephen, are you ready for your final question?
Sure.
If you can give one sentence advice about how to live life, what would it be? Hello, kitty.
Okay. Well, you only get one life, so if you get the chance, take someone else's.
That sounds like the best graduation advice. Oh, what do you think, ladies?
I think mine would be stop fucking worrying.
Yeah, you shouldn't be worrying while you're fucking.
Yeah, that's true. Just don't.
Again.
If you can give one sentence advice about how to live life, what would it be?
Dang. What would it be? It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
I love that one. I like this one too. How does it go? Now I'm spacing out a bit. I don't stay up this late, by the way. Just to let you know, I'm an old man. I go to bed usually about an hour ago. I do a few minutes of reading and fall right to sleep. So, oh yeah, this is my one sentence advice that I would give to people, and I have said this many times. Most people would prefer a familiar heaven to an unfamiliar hell, a familiar hell to an unfamiliar heaven. I fucked that up. Most people would prefer a familiar hell to an unfamiliar heaven. Ta-da! And that's an indictment on, of course, how we make our decisions. And sometimes we don't make decisions just out of fear. And
It's funny to imagine. like any of these sentences being used in a court of law by like a lawyer or defendant?
I had a friend who he had all these witticisms about him. He was from South Carolina, and he told me this one. He said, "Boy, you're so dumb. You could fall into a barrel of titties and come out sucking your thumb."
I've never heard that one.
He had all kinds of them like that. Just really goofy stuff.
The South is full of witticisms.
Yeah. Oh, anybody have anything to add? Anybody have anything to subtract? Multiply or divide. Okay, well, that's our show. We want to thank our comics. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, big hand for Amanda Cacace. And a big hand for Alyson Chadwick. And her little creek behind her house, who's just beckoning our names to all come tubing one day. You should have comics, like just get on Displaced Comics, invite them from all over, and just tube down the creek. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Do you have a place?
Tubing with comics.
Do you have a place to house us all?
I actually have an Airbnb on my first floor.
Do you rent out the tubes?
I usually just let people use them. I don't really rent them out.
Yeah.
Oh my
Comedians
God.
in tubes trying not to drown.
This would be great. You have this tubing on the little river party. Everybody has to wear tube tops. We can be entertained by that 80s rock band, The Tubes. It would just be fun.
That would be fun.
It would be
Tubular.
fun. Another 80s term. Brought to you by our third comic. Everybody, a big hand for Stephen Osborne. Coming to us from Germany. We've had people from Japan. We've had people from South Korea. We've had comics from Italy, United Kingdom, Canada, and now Germany. So to be this international, I'm just waiting for our first panelist from a different planet. And you watch my numbers spike up if we have that happen. Anyway, please remember to subscribe to us on the YouTube channel for Comedians in a Hat, and we will see you for the last time this season next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me